Hello and welcome back to the 2014 Seattle Regional Championships Top 4. We're just in the middle of Game 1 here. All apologies for a few technical difficulties. My name is Kenny Wisdom. I'm here with Trevor Reed.
Hi, how's everybody doing?
Trevor is a player from Victoria, British Columbia, who has his Worlds invite locked up this year. Is this your first year in Masters, or you were in Masters last year as well?
This is my, fourth year in Masters, actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were young. Okay. No.
No, I just look young.
Fair enough.
But
So we have Kabir on the left, we have Michael on the right, and Kabir seems to be playing a pretty basic Darkrai, Yveltal, Bouffalant list. And Michael is playing a Virizion Genesect list that you saw him play in the top 8 with enhanced hammers, no lasers, and no non-EX Pokemon. What do you think of that matchup?
I think normally, since he's not running lasers, Kabir is the favorite for the matchup by like 5% or something like that, just because he can like 2-hit with Yveltals, while Michael's more forced to G-Booster if he really wants good stuff. However, from the looks of things right now, Kabir is just like drawing dead, so since he already has like the Emerald Slash going with the energies and Kabir has nothing, Michael's probably just going to run away with this game, I would think.
Yeah, Kabir took a turn, attached a Dark Energy to his Bouffalant. You wouldn't even know that he took a turn unless you saw that Dark Energy. And Michael just has basically everything he needs. A turn 2 Emerald Slash, loading up a Genesect, 3 Genesects on board. Just a huge advantage for Michael so far. Kabir also obviously has no supporters in hand. I guess it's possible that Kabir might have had a Colress in hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we see a lot when a player doesn't play a supporter on turn 1, is they actually have a Colress and are just waiting to fire it off. But either way, I think even if Kabir does have a Colress, Kabir ships the turn back.
Really good for Michael right now.
Yeah, what an unfortunate series of events. Kabir with a dead draw going in his first turn and a dead draw going in his second turn. Not even an energy to attach. And Michael with the Juniper just to rub things in a little bit, but not the best handoff Juniper I've ever seen, actually.
Mm-hmm.
He has an energy, which is really all that he wants here, I think, and he has a double Shadow Triad was the draw. I couldn't see if there was a Colress. Maybe it was a 1 Shadow Triad and 1 Colress, but
he has the Emerald Slash. That's all he needs right now.
Yeah, exactly. And Muscle Band is the top deck for Kabir, and Kabir does not look happy. You can see in his body language. Kabir's one of my good friends, and he's not really one to be happy to be on stream in the first place. Gets a little nervous, doesn't like playing on stream, and so I know that.
Oh boy,
Michael with the sad face, but I know that having to play on stream and then having to just be destroyed like this on stream was also got to be getting to him. And Michael, he is just in such a huge position right here. Do you think that there's anything that Kabir can do to get back into this game?
No, I would just scoop this game and move on, because at this point he's gone up 2 prizes. He has 3 Genesects charged. Like he could Megalo Cannon for the win at this point. Like Kabir, like it's a bad match. It's not really a bad matchup. It's more of an even matchup. But Kabir does the slight favorite only if he gets going, like turn 2 Evil Ball sort of thing. Oh, and yeah, laser.
And there's a laser from Kabir that does nothing. I still think he needs to play that, though.
MVP
he
card,
drew
though.
a Colress for this turn, so I think as many cards as Kabir can get out of his deck is what he wants to do. Just play the laser, play both Muscle Bands, and just try and Colress for as many action cards as you can get.
Yeah.
Energy Switch there is also okay. It gives Kabir the opportunity to maybe attack with his Yveltal this turn, but also if he does do that, he will probably just lose to a G-Booster in the next turn, which would be quite unfortunate.
Got to hope here is that not only does Michael have like G-Booster prize or can't get it, but he will not have like Plasmas over the last few turns. Potentially he could just go into like just a giant war of swapping from Yveltals to like Bouffalants or Darkrai's, that sort of stuff, but that's going to be a huge resource strain on Kabir, and he's also not going to be getting ends, otherwise Michael has a huge hand right now, and if like he seems to have like a lot of options. I think I see a Skyro Bridge in hand. That's kind of interesting. But I think Michael's probably just going to run away with this.
Yeah, the problem here is that usually you can win a game that you get unlucky with early a little bit by ending your opponent down to nothing and making them draw no resources. End them down to 2, maybe even 1. But the problem here is that Michael already has everything he needs. It doesn't really matter what's in his deck. He's so set up on board that. And there's a tool scrapper just for a little bit of added value, but he's so set up just on board that even if he continues to draw dead for basically the rest of the game, he's still a favorite to win, especially if this Skyla finds a G-Booster here. which it does.
Boy.
I think, yeah, okay. So Kabir wisely choosing to concede. Rough match there for Kabir, but that's what happens sometimes. Hopefully, Kabir can pull it back, and we'll get to see a nice, close 3-game series.
Something that also makes the matchup like winnable for Michael is the fact how good the numbers of Emerald Slash plus Muscle Band are with Megalo Cannon. That's just really big. So basically, what it does is force Kabir to switch Yveltals a bit more. Now he can easily do that, but he has to have supporters to do that and energy. So
definitely. So what Trevor's saying is that Michael can either Emerald Slash for 70 via a Muscle Band on his Virizion, and then Megalo Cannon to do 100 and knock out an Yveltal, or he can Emerald Slash for 50 via Virizion, and then attach the Muscle Band to his Genesect and do 120 with Megalo Cannon, and either way it does 170 and is enough to knock out Yveltal EX.
What's going to be really rough for Kabir in the long run, though, is that even if he wins the game 2, he's giving Michael the first turn, which is just so huge with Virizion Genesect to get off as earliest Emerald Slash as possible. What he's really going to have to do is he's going to have to win this second game, and then he's going to have to hope that Michael whiffs an energy off of like his first 2 turns on game 3, or just G-Booster in general.
Definitely going first with Genesect is just so huge. Being able to have the turn 2 Emerald Slash is exactly where you want to be, and it's going to be really rough for Kabir no matter how you slice it. So how do you feel about the rest of this bracket? I know you and I talked a little bit about this during the break. We have Israel Sosa, 2-time regional champion this year, playing a Darkrai Yveltal deck, I think pretty similar to Kabir's.
He runs, actually pretty similar, actually, now that I think about it. I played it against it in early rounds. I got steamrolled. But he runs a heavier enhanced. I'm not sure how many enhanced Kabir runs, but Sosa runs 2 to 3.
Okay.
Sosa also runs like 1 Getsis.
Okay, so a few changes.
A few minor ones.
Yeah, a few little things that Kabir might not be onto, but he's playing against Ricky Gao's Excelgor Trevenant deck. And the interesting thing here is that Ricky has forgotten to register his DCEs on his deck list, so he's now playing with, I believe, 6 Psychic Energy.
Yeah, 6 Psychics, no DCEs. So he's going to give Sosa a deck and cover every 2 turns, and Sosa runs 1 Keldeo, so I believe in the Sosa 3-peat.
So how do you feel that Israel Sosa will take that match?
Yeah, I feel like Sosa is the overwhelming favorite for top 4, and then going into top 2, it really could be anyone's finals, honestly, from Michael, Kabir, or Sosa for first. However, I think that Sosa, I believe that Sosa is going to make the 3-peat here. I don't see him losing in the finals.
So Israel Sosa, for those of you who don't know, is a Northern maybe SoCal player somewhere in California who has Week 1, the first regionals in the United States back in October of 2013. He won California, the NorCal regionals. The next week, he runs it back in Arizona, wins another regionals. Struggled to get his invite until an LC a few weeks ago, I think, but did okay at cities, middling at states, and then has come back here, has traveled all the way up to Seattle, and now is in the top 4 with a favorable matchup. And as you said, he could take 3. He could take down 3 regionals, and not 3 easy regionals either. California and Seattle, very real. Arizona's a new regionals, but a lot of the Utah and California players went to that. 3 pretty big, pretty serious regionals.
Yeah, he had to beat me in Swiss, so he's already earned the win.
So back to this game, we have Kabir going first, opening up double Yveltal EX versus Michael's active Virizion with another Virizion and a Genesect on the bench. So what do you think the real keys are for Kabir here? I think going first is going to be huge for Kabir. It sets Michael back a ton. But how do you think the Virizion or the Darkrai deck can really take over the Virizion deck here?
What he's going to want to do right here is he's going to attach a Darkrai DCE to his active Yveltal, and what he's going to want to do is he's going to get the turn 2 Y Cyclone, and then follow up after Michael's Emerald Slash. He's going to follow up with another Y Cyclone to take it out. He's using a catcher here, so. Oh, that's good. That's good. It's forcing him to get energy and switch out over 2 turns. And then Bike, okay. Yeah, he's going to want to go turn 2 Y Cyclone and then just try to net 2 prizes before Michael can. Go into sort of a Y Cyclone 2-shotting war, trying to charge up into a really big Yveltal to swing the last 2 prizes. And Scrapper the, what's it called? G-Booster and him down.
Yeah, I think what's really important in this matchup is just managing your Y Cyclones very well. Becomes a little bit harder for Kabir because Michael does play 2 copies of Enhanced Hammer, but if Kabir can mainly attach basic darks until he has to attach a double colorless, and if he can bounce those energies around pretty nicely and set up to where he can just be consistently 2-shotting Michael, I think he can have the game. And having the turn 1 Dark Patch energy switch Evil Ball for 60 here, 70 after the poison takes effect.
It's the first turn, so I don't think he can get the damage.
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot Kabir was going first. But either way, having the guaranteed turn 2 Y Cyclone without needing to put a special energy on board is going to be pretty big for Kabir. We do see that he has the DCE there, and if you're Kabir, do you just play the DCE anyways and just hope that Michael doesn't have it, or just force Michael to have the enhanced hammers?
I think what he wants to do is he wants to try to burn the DCs while he has burn the enhanced hammers out of Michael while he has energy on board, so that when he goes for the late game big push Evil Ball, he'll have he'll be able to keep DCs on board.
Right.
Also, it also might be able to catch Michael at a point where he does not have the enhanced early game because of how big his deck is, and he can maybe just get off some crazy Evil Ball plays early, because that would be just fantastic for him. Now we see a ton of grass out of Michael right now, but does he have so he has the Skylar for the Prophet and the grass, so he has the 2 grass for the 2 turns. Now the question is, does he have to switch out? I'm thinking he probably will, so we'll probably still just see the turn 2 Emerald Slash. Now it would have been nice to see Y Cyclone damage on the Virizion that he's using. Well, it'll be nice to see the damage on the Virizion he's using, but I don't think he will retreat. I think he'll just let the Genesect take the hit. Let's see, it goes up to 20, goes back to 30. If he could get a Verbank here and Y Cyclone, put that Genesect to 140, he could get a really good Darkrai turn where he snipes out the Genesect, because I believe that'll go up to 140 after a Y Cyclone Verbank. So Kabir just really wants to Y Cyclone here onto a Darkrai or a Yveltal and just drop the Verbank. Or maybe he's getting...
It looks like Kabir might be just going for the Gold Breaker knockout.
If he has the Verbank now, he can just take 2 prizes. That'll be really good. Or if he gets the Muscle Band too, actually 140 plus 10 poison. Yeah, so Kabir ending himself down to 6. I assume he has 2 copies of Verbank and 3 copies of Muscle Band. Yeah.
So he has 5 out, so not the best odds, but definitely doable. And I think if Kabir hits it here, it'll be pretty impressive. Michael will probably be able to recover pretty swiftly. He'll be able to Virji, or he'll be able to Emerald Slash next turn if he gets Genesect and then Grass Energy on board. But the bigger deal, I think, will be that he won't be really threatening that Boufflant at all.
Yeah, the best he'll be doing is an Emerald Slash on Boufflant, and that damage won't matter too much.
And Kabir did draw the Muscle Band.
Oh, that's really good.
Will spell a knockout, and that's going to be huge for Kabir. Kabir struggling in the early game, not really drawing anything last game, and now in game 2,
just a roaring start.
Yeah, turn 2, fully built up Boufflant even with the Yveltal with the energy on board is very nice to have. And Michael is probably going to be able to kind of recover pretty swiftly, drop a Genesect, drop a Grass Energy, but the bigger deal will just be Kabir's pressing advantage on board. Even if Michael finds he's going to do 30 to this, he's going to do 30 to this Boufflant, and then Kabir is just going to be in the driver's seat.
A big thing I see coming up with this matchup is does Michael run any healing cards?
I do not believe we saw a Max Potion in last game. No. I don't think he runs anything to heal.
There's town map. But so the biggest thing that could come down to this matchup right here is that he'll be able to Boufflant, if he gets another DCE, he'll be able to Gold Breaker for 140 onto the Virizion he uses. Then he'll have to bring that Virizion to the bench to a Genesect, which then he can use Darkrai to hit the Genesect and snipe out the Virizion. He also can just use the Y Cyclone on the Yveltal, put 9 on that Genesect, and then go into the Darkrai and take a 4 prize turn and just sweep the game.
Definitely, and that Enhanced Hammer on the Boufflant was big there, I think.
That was pretty
Getting rid of the DCE does kind of, Kabir's still in the driver's seat, but it still does put Kabir a little bit behind there. If he has another one, I think it's going to be pretty devastating for Michael. But we see a Skylar there gets an N, so Michael doesn't have anything in hand. And the worst...
Does he have a Genesect on bench?
Yeah, I was just going to say, the worst part about this, if he doesn't have a Genesect on the bench, it could...
If he doesn't have a Genesect,
he doesn't have an Ultra Ball in the hand.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yeah, he does have an Ultra Ball in hand, I believe. So he will be able to get a Genesect, which is going to be huge, but he might not have energy.
Oh,
and
he
no
passed.
energy. He just ships the turn back.
Kabir's just going to run away with this, I think.
Wow, we see one dominant game by Michael winning on turn 4, and now Kabir not quite as dominant here. Michael does have an N in his hand, but Kabir just taking absolute control of this game from the beginning. We thought, I said it last time, I thought Michael was going to be able to recover pretty quickly, and there's a DCE as well.
From Kabir. Oh, this is just going to be a rout.
I thought Michael would be able to recover pretty quickly. All he needed was a single grass energy and a Genesect EX onto the bench, but he couldn't even get that. And the best part too here for Kabir, it sounds odd to say, but the best part is that he won't be taking 2 prizes right now.
Yeah.
He'll just be setting up 140 damage, and then when Michael plays that N in his hand, he'll still go to 4 cards. And 4 cards isn't the best right now, but it's better than 2, and it certainly leaves Kabir live to just run away with this game.
All he needs now to just stay ahead of this game, no matter what Michael does, is just energy on board.
Definitely.
If he does not retreat the Virizion, which I wouldn't expect him to, he's expecting him to just Emerald Slash it. If he could Y Cyclone with the Yveltal and start putting that onto another Yveltal, and just have Bouffalant 2 Yveltals to just 2-shot, or even if he can reach it the 1-shot on the Genesect, if he even gets that.
So I think we saw a slight mistake by Michael there. We saw him play in Virizion and then N without playing the Ultra Ball that was in his hand. I think I would have liked to have seen him Ultra Ball away the Virizion.
Was it a Muscle Band, though?
I think it was an Ultra Ball. Was it a Muscle Band?
I don't know.
They look pretty similar in the art. If it was a Muscle Band, obviously nothing else Michael can do, but I would have liked to have seen him Ultra Ball.
Yeah, if he had an Ultra Ball, he would for sure should have gone Ultra Ball, but I see a Plasma off of Michael.
I don't see a Genesect, though.
Oh, he doesn't have a Genesect.
I do see an Enhanced Hammer. But that's his last one.
Yeah. If he doesn't get the Genesect right here with the energy, then there's no way.
Yeah, he is. I don't see a way to get a Genesect either. I see the Skyra Bridge. I'd like to see a Plasma Energy attached to that. One of the benched Virizions, I think, just to
retreat. Okay. Now,
so now he's actually going to be able to attack. I don't think that's going to matter all too much. It does force Kabir to try and to have to get a Night Spear to take out that Virizion, but
at this point, though, he doesn't even need the Night Spear this turn.
Exactly. As I was saying, I don't think that Michael even plays Max Potion. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think I saw one out of him in the top 8, so it's very possible that he just lets that Virizion sit there the rest of the game and then takes it as his last prize whenever he feels like he needs to.
And also, Kabir has 1 catcher and discard plus, I think, a random or something like that, so then he has the Sableye on bench. He could always just late game junk hunt for, whatever he needs, and there's the 7-card Chorus. You can just junk hunt back the catcher and just go for the 4-prize turn, and Michael can't really do anything about it. The best he can do is N to 4, which that's still a really decent sized N.
Definitely. And we see Israel Sosa and Ricky Gao moving into game 2. Israel Sosa looked pretty unhappy. I don't know if he lost that game. I can't imagine that he did, but
if he lost that game, I'd like to hear the story of that one.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
Gets a Sableye donked.
Try and get an update on that for you. And Kabir's 7-card Colress may have not.
If he has an energy, that's all he needs. Because then he can start Y Cycloning on it to a Darkrai. But I don't think he has it.
Yeah, I didn't see energy in his hand in my scan through, so I think he's just going to try an Evil Ball for 100.
Yeah, he's just Evil Balling for 100, which is still okay, because now if he gets a Night Spear this next turn through, shenanigans, he just wins.
Yeah, it'll be game over. Does he have any Dark Energy?
He has 1 at least.
He's 1 in the discard? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, attach DCE or attach Dark Patch Energy Switch is not all that unrealistic either.
Or even if he just gets the Y Cyclone, takes out the Virizion, and then puts the energy on the Darkrai, he's sort of saying, well, I have this Darkrai pretty much ready, and I have this Yveltal ready. Well, what do you do?
Definitely.
Because then it basically forces Michael to G-Booster the next turn he has to, or he'll lose, and then Michael won't be able to get another hit probably. Oh wait, Michael runs energy switches, so actually never mind. He'll just have the reach. Does Kabir run Tool Scrapper though?
I don't know. I haven't actually seen Kabir play all weekend. I'm not sure. I'd assume that he does. I think most of these decks are usually fitting 1 just to.
I don't know. 1 Tool Scrapper is pretty good. Although I have a lot of Darkrai Yveltal lists with no Scrappers just to save room on consistency and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Or if we do run the scrap, we run like a Spiritomb for the Genesect matchup.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of my lists usually run Spiritomb just because I think it's so good versus this deck. I think it swings this matchup too. From
if you're running Spiritomb, you have a really good matchup against Virizion. Like Virizion can definitely win, but they have to at least take a turn to red signal, kill a Spiritomb, which is huge.
Definitely. And Michael does get an Emerald Slash there, building up that Genesect, and that's going to be good. That's one of the keys that Michael can really use to swing back into this game. But with so much damage already spread around his board, I got to believe that Kabir is still definitely a heavy favorite here. Especially if Kabir can... He got a Juniper off of the...
What's those cards behind Kabir's bench? Is that, or he's just counting his deck?
That's his hand.
Okay.
He's counting his deck. I think it's getting pretty small, and he's trying to determine whether or not he wants to Juniper here.
I would.
I mean, I don't know what's else in his hand.
Unless it's like really important, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, he's a bigger hand than I thought he was. Like, all I saw was like that one card down there. I'm thinking, wait, is that a 0-card hand Juniper? I'd go give him a high five.
And there's a muscle band onto the Yveltal EX.
20, 40, 60, 80, 100. It's hitting for 120 right now.
And there's another double colorless, which will, as far as I know, Michael only runs 2 copies of Enhanced Hammer, so he should be able to keep that double colorless on board for as long as he needs.
Yeah. Oh, he's going for the Bouffalon. Oh, wait, but yeah, so he's setting up there's just a million snipe targets.
Yeah, Kabir has been very aggressive with that Bouffalon this game. Pretty lucky to draw the DCs, I think, but definitely just spreading damage around. He must know that Michael plays no healing cards, and you can kind of tell by Michael's body language he's thinks he's gonna lose here. A million snipe targets, as you said.
I really like the aggression from the Bouffalon right now, mainly because when it comes down to Genesect attacking the Bouffalon, Michael has a few options, but they all require more resources. Like either he muscle bands the Genesect to kill the Bouffalon. Wait, Bouffalon has damage on it. Oh,
yeah.
Well, at the very least, he's forcing him to kill something that's not Yveltal this turn, and they would keep 3 energies on the Genesect. So Kabir could just like one-shot the Genesect, and then the game just ends.
Definitely.
Unless, I guess Michael could like pull off a crazy like G booster energy switch Genesect plays, but I don't know. That's kind of like reachy.
Yeah, and I think he has to. I think Michael's really I think Michael can turn this game around if he's able to red signal as he just did, and then try and get a G booster.
Yeah.
If he does that, I think he's still not a favorite just because of how much damage spread around his board. But I think that he will get back into this game if he gets a G boost this turn, and he is drawing 8 cards.
8 card, yeah.
So he has a pretty high chance of doing it. But I still think if at any time Kabir loads up that Darkrai, it'll just be so hard for Michael to deal with.
What we haven't really seen from Kabir yet is like those legendary Patch City plays where you just like drop a whole bunch of dark patches onto just something out of nowhere. Like I've had like Yveltal's out of nowhere with like 6-7 energy on it.
Definitely, and it looks like there's no G-booster in Michael's hand.
Oh, that is actually even worse for him now, because now that he's brought up the Yveltal, he's leaving the Boof alone. Oh no, he has a G-booster, very right card.
Oh wow, okay, so he does have the G-booster. Okay, so Michael Chin is going to make this a game.
Yeah,
he has drawn the G-booster, double checking everything, looking through the opponent's discard pile, looking through his own discard pile, just making sure that he hasn't miscalculated anything. Kabir has gone through a lot of resources. It's kind of the one issue here, is that Kabir's deck is probably not all that full of action.
Yeah.
He does have dark patches left, I think. I think he's only played 2.
I've seen at least one from him that he didn't play. Like he was like Juniper away with the dark energy, but I'm not sure how much more he has. I think I've seen like 1 or 2 energy switch out of him, but he still has like enough to like come out of nowhere. Also, how much energy would he need to one-shot the Genesect with 2 energy? Let's see, 20, and then he need 4, as 100, 120, so he needs like 3 energy stores, or
with a Genesect with 2 energy on it?
4 energy. He needs like 4 energies onto the... Yeah, oh no.
He'd need 5.
He'd need 5, oh, okay. Okay, so realistically...
he'd need 5 in a muscle band.
Yeah, 5 in a muscle band. You need 5 in a muscle band to take out that Genesect, so that's not realistically gonna happen.
I think honestly, like Kabir's way to win here is just not really worry about the Genesect.
Just keep putting pressure, get off a turn of Night Spear.
Yeah, all I'd like to see is just him Kabir in this opening turn, assuming that Michael is going to G-Booster this turn. I'd like to see Kabir promote the Bouffalant and then attach the Darkrai and attack.
Yes, yeah, that would be the best thing possible, because then what that forces Michael into is that Michael has a choice. He either loses to Night Spear, or he Red Signal G-Boosters it, and then Bouffalant just takes it out.
Exactly.
But then, of course, that means like Michael's invested all his resources in that, and then he still has to kill that Bouffalant at some point, unless he can keep up insane pressure. Like, Michael could still win this. Virizion Genesect, while it's really linear, is really strong.
Definitely. We saw Kabir had a very, very aggressive early game, but I think that his early to mid game, the past couple of turns haven't been the best. They put a lot of pressure on Michael, but haven't really gotten a lot done. I still think Kabir is very much in the driver's seat here, but Michael has definitely come from, I thought he was maybe 15% to win, to now I think he's probably 35%, maybe 40.
Right.
Like he's definitely crawled back and given himself a real shot at winning this match.
Yeah, Virizion and Genesect is strong, which is why I'm kind of surprised that it didn't show up more at this regionals.
Well, I honestly think you're responsible for that. I think that the plasma list that you and Chase Maloney have been playing have kind of scared away all the Virizions, and doing 170 with Lugia is a very real thing now, and all the Pokemon in this deck, as you can see, have 170 HP. So.
I was really hoping that there would be swarms of Virizion Genesect balloons, because I think about it is I've never played a plasma deck that I've cared about balloons. Like, balloons can do stuff, but there's an infinite amount of ways to play around them.
Right.
And then just set up your own stuff. So I was just hoping that everybody would be like, oh, let's bring balloons to beat Plasma and Virizion Genesect, and I'm like, okay, you beat the Trevenants for me, and I'll beat you.
Definitely.
Didn't happen. Face Trevenant.
There is an attachment on the Darkrai EX from Kabir.
Good.
And Kabir looks like he has a very, very few cards within his deck, so a lot of those might not be action, and we might see that classic story of, I'm Kabir, I've had an insane turns 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then turns 5, 6, and 7 haven't really produced much, and now turns 8, 9, 10, 11 are going to end with me losing the game of drawing nothing. I did see at least one Dark Patch left when he did shuffle his deck, so if he can attach Dark Patch to the Darkrai next turn, that would be insane. The unfortunate part is that, assuming that this Bouffalant gets knocked out, he won't have a way to promote a Pokemon that can free retreat. I guess he has Sableye. Never mind. He'll Sableye with the Sky Arrow Bridge.
Yeah, just attach Patch, take the game. It really depends on what. Oh, Michael runs a catchers.
Yes, Michael has, I believe, 2 catchers.
Oh, that's very interesting. That actually changes a lot, because now he doesn't have to invest the red signal into it. Oh, that's very interesting. I've noticed lists have started to bring that, but yeah, that's actually really good considering that he's not running laser, so he has the catchers. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we saw the Pokemon catcher matter a lot versus the Fairies deck that Michael played in the top 8. We saw him catcher the Aromatisse all the time and just catcher the Spritzies, and really that was the key card. And I believe he plays 2 copies of it. And if he can catcher the Darkrai here,
that would be huge.
I think he is swinging back fully in the driver's seat of this game, and I would bet that Michael would win if he can get the catcher off this turn. Kabir still has some plays. If Michael does that, Kabir can immediately knock out the Genesect on the backswing, and then all it will take is basically any amount of damage for Kabir to knock out one of those Virizions, take the game. But
at the same time, right? If his thing is Michael still needs to attach no matter what to his Genesect. He's used a lot of energy switch, so he might not be able to get off the second. So if Kabir can kill this Genesect next turn, which I think he will, regardless with either Darkrai or whatever. Well, yeah, he'll kill it with something. If Michael, then you'd need to bring out an attach energy switch onto the Genesect for it to really matter. And also Kabir, how many Darkrai's does Kabir run?
I would assume only 1, maybe 2. Definitely in that range.
How many catchers does he run?
I have no idea. We're not privy to the player's deck list, unfortunately, but I would say probably 3 to 4.
Okay, because I think we've only seen 1 catcher from Kabir.
Yeah, he played the catcher on turn 1.
So then, if Kabir could use a Yveltal or even a Muscle Band attach Confuse Ray catcher onto one of the Virizions, that's how I like to see the game end. Is Kabir catchers and Confuse Ray kills a Virizion.
And there's the Pokemon catcher.
So he gets. Oh,
interestingly enough, Michael chose not to play the Pokemon catcher turn. When he had it before, he chose to wait on it and just play it now. It's interesting why he would do that. I think maybe his plan.
Well, maybe. Oh yeah, there's not. Yeah, I would have probably played it the turn before the
Yeah,
chorus,
it's really interesting not to play. Maybe he just didn't see that. Maybe he didn't want to. He probably actually didn't want to catch her with no energy and then leave the Darkrai active and again get in the situation that he got into before where he just left the Boufflant there with nothing and then also left the Darkrai there with no attack ready. I think that makes sense. But yeah, like we said, I think that Michael may have just swung himself back into this match or back into this game.
At the same time, I think Kabir has an N in his hand, right? So what he could do is he could end Michael down and say, okay, you have to get an energy and an energy switch to not lose. And then Kabir can also just like basic attach to the Yveltal. Or you get a catcher. Like, yeah, there's a lot of ways for Kabir still to win.
Definitely. I think one thing Kabir has a huge advantage for right now is that he's dealing with two non-EX Pokemon on his board, and so I could honestly see a route where, well, that's going to be hard because I must ban. I was going to say maybe he can Gold Breaker this turn and then Junk Hunt the next turn for catchers, but I think Virizion Muscle Band will just be too much to handle. Although if Michael does not get the Boufflant knockout this turn, that could change things. Definitely an interesting game.
I mean, he has it on board.
Does he have the
Skyward Bridge out?
No, if Michael doesn't get the
Michael doesn't get the Boufflant
knockout on the Boufflant. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming the Boufflant's getting sent active here, which it is, and I assume he's gonna just go ahead and Gold Breaker. And if Michael has nothing after that,
Kabir did Kabir not have a supporter in hand?
I didn't see one. He didn't play one at the very least.
Now, if Michael has the Shadow Triad, the Plasma, and the Energy Switch, he wins the game.
I do see.
He attached.
So he attached. I do see a Plasma in his hand, though. He's supposed to be saving that for next turn.
I'm hoping Kabir is running a decent amount of catchers. Like, that wasn't just his only one.
Yeah, any catcher effect here wins the game for Kabir as long as this.
Because he can no longer Junk Hunt.
And there's the pass.
He passed. Oh, okay.
There's a draw step. He can Junk Hunt now, although we do know that Michael will win. And there's a Pokemon catcher. Is that heads? And that's heads. And Kabir Virji has tied up this semifinal match. Kabir Virji, after getting completely destroyed in Game 1, having a very, very aggressive Game 2 start, and then kind of petering out
no
there.
Patches.
Yeah, Kabir Virji does hit the catcher heads to tie up this series with Michael Chin. Incredible.
One thing about Darkrai is that you really do need to get Patch City in order to get really going. Like, DCs are great and all, but you want to you want to be able to just bring up a new attacker with just patches, and I think we only saw one patch from him. So
definitely,
hopefully, now Michael is going first, which is going to be a huge advantage for him. However, if Kabir could get turn 1 Evil Ball and then followed by with the Y Cyclone for kill, that would be insane.
Definitely.
But I feel like a lot of what Kabir is going to have to do this game is going to come down to catcher. Just hitting something, following up with a kill, or getting big Yveltal turns. I haven't seen Kabir get a really big Yveltal turn yet out of these two games. I mean, I have never seen a Darkrai that hasn't gotten big Yveltal turns.
Right.
But so Kabir's, I don't know, unless he runs less than 4 patches, which
I can't imagine that he would. Kabir's a pretty smart player.
I'd see him running 4.
As always, On the Bubble is brought to you by Top Cut Central. Check out topcutcentral.com and sell some bulk. Buy one of the lovely playmats you see on your screen. We are going to finish this top 4 here along with the grand finals of the tournament. And then I will be in Madison, Wisconsin next week, streaming their regionals as well. And we're working on a few other regionals, and all thanks to Top Cut Central. So if you like the streams, definitely check that out. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/OTBPokemon, and at YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube. That helped us a lot. youtube.com/OnTheBubblePokemon. And looking over at the Kabir versus the Ricky Gao versus Israel Sosa match. I think they're still in Game 2. It hasn't been that long.
They're still in Game 2.
Usually these Excel decks take quite a while.
I think Ricky won the first game because after the game ended, Sosa looked pretty dejected.
Yeah, I was going to say, Sosa looked pretty unhappy the entire...
However, then again, if he wins the Game 2, he'll be fine, because if they go to Game 3 and time is called, he just has the advantage, and since Ricky does not have any DCEs, he should just have, blatant advantage regardless.
Definitely.
So we see a mulligan from Kabir. That's great. As I don't see an energy in Michael's hand right now. But I do see a lot of supporters, so he'll probably... Oh, he has a Skyline. Never mind. He'll have the Prof Letter. But just more cards for Michael is never good. It's just always a bad feeling when you mulligan and you know your opponent's going first.
Definitely. Especially when your opponent is Virzi and Genesect.
Yeah.
All they need going first is just a Virizion active with an energy in hand.
Yeah.
And that's all that they're looking for, really.
And anything more is just complete icing on the cake. Like, I guess I'll mulligan you into a G booster. It seems good.
We're almost there, juniors and seniors. Pairings are up.
All right, and we see
Get started. I appreciate it.
Michael Chin considering his options. Turn 1 just goes for the N. I think if I'm Michael there, I honestly might have just gone for the Skyla Professor's Letter.
Just get the guaranteed grass first turn. I think he had another Skyla, so he could have gone for the Ultra Ball the next turn, pulled up a Genesect, and because I mean, all he needs is 2 energies and a Genesect over 2 turns.
I mean, it's also a slight risk because you run into just Skyline turn 1. Oh, my Professor's already prized, and then you just have nothing on turn 1. But I definitely am a big fan, especially in a deck like this that has nothing to do on turn 1, of holding your supporters for as long as possible.
Way I more feel about it are sort of like, what are the odds of missing an energy off of 6-card N opposed to having your 1 of prized?
Definitely.
And
I mean, it should work out for him either way.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be fine. Just
either way,
one of those slight things that that's the way I would have done it.
See, did he get the energy? I think, yeah, he got a grass and a Genesect. But I think his only supporter in hand is a Colress, I think. And I don't see another energy. But I do see a Genesect in his hand, and I think I don't know. I can't quite see else.
Yeah, he just ships the turn back.
Now, if Kabir could get the turn... Oh, just an N. Ooh, that's not looking good for Kabir. You really wanted to have, like, some stuff in that first hand.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to, again, as we talked about with Michael, he's going to be able to draw 6 cards here, so hopefully he can get something going, but a blind N with no plays is definitely never where you want to be, especially when you're Kabir and a lot of your cards are just dead. You know, lasers do nothing. And dark patches aren't good draws right now. There's just so many draws that don't really do anything for Kabir. But
what he really wanted was to be Ultra Ball Darks from that first hand. That would have been pretty sick.
Definitely.
But if he gets at least a Dark, he could definitely do this. But he needs at the very least a Dark energy off of this.
We have a Dark.
You got it.
Yeah, so we have a Dark, a DCE,
energy switch, catcher, dowsing.
Yeah. And there's
a Prof Letter. Okay. Ooh, okay. He could very, very quickly turn this into a winning situation. Not this turn, but the next turn, because he'll have Darks for both turns, and then the dowsing for the N.
Definitely.
Just go aggro aggression. If what he could do is, he also has that catcher. If he could catcher up the Genesect they charge to and hit it with a Bouffalon, and then have a response Yveltal to it, they can just start cleaning house with it.
So if you're Kabir here, do you save the catcher for when he...
I save the catcher for when he puts 2 energies on a Genesect. What he wants to try to do is just force Michael to have the G booster starting off turn 3 is what the best bet is. Yeah, because basically what we want to do is we want to start hitting the Genesect for just massive damage. Force Michael to hit as many card combos as possible. I'd also like to see him draw a Verbeck and just knock out that Skyro. Just force him to retreat off an energy, so just less energy switch targets. Oh, there's the town map.
There's a town map.
Other Skyro's prize too. So if you could get rid of that Skyro, that'd be pretty beneficial in the long run with the energies that Michael would have to burn. Considering also he has 2 grass and a plasma prize, so I mean I'm not sure how much energy runs, but I'm thinking 10 grass, 4 plasma is probably pretty standard. So
yeah, I know he runs. I believe we confirmed that he runs 10 grass last game last match in the top 8 because there was a few times where he would town map and we could count them all.
So I'd like to see here from Kabir, if he doesn't have a supporter, Dowsing Machine some of that Dark away into a... Dowsing Machine both Darks potential. Depends what else he has, but Dowsing Machine some Darks and go into Bouffalon, just start going aggro Boof. Yeah, okay, there you go.
Catcher head is going to be huge here.
Yeah.
If Kabir can kind of...
get an energy... Oh, wait, Kabir has the energy switch in hand already, too, so... Yeah, what I'd like to see him do, is just Bouffalon this for all it's worth. Just all the marbles. Set up for a... And then use the discarded Darks to set up for a Dark Patch play onto Darkrai, try to get, prize advantage. Laser.
Definitely. And there's Dowsing Machine.
Oh, yeah. You might as well
dumping those 2 darks for the end. Kabir, kind of perfect play, really.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to see him do.
I still think he's having a good turn, but he's still not, like, no one is really in the driver's seat right now, I don't think.
It's still anybody's game here.
Yeah, definitely, and especially because, it's very possible that Kabir does this here, does 120 or maybe 140, and then Michael can just answer it, and then Kabir will have nothing. Kabir's hoping for, I think, a dark patch or 2 this turn.
A dark patch or 2 this turn. Yveltal on the bench.
Yeah, Yveltal's going to be very, very
because
important.
the key card in this matchup for him is Yveltal. Looks like Michael drew like 2 Enhanced Hammer, but I don't see any supporters or energies. Or there might be a Colorus.
So we saw an Yveltal and a dark patch drawn.
That's what he wants right now.
And I'm hoping to see that muscle band attached to the active Boufflant.
100%. There we go.
That's gonna make the Goldbreaker do 140 damage, leaving that Genesect EX with the magic number of 30 damage, or 30 HP left, allowing it to lose to a Darkrai Night Spear
or Confuse Ray Muscle Band.
Or Confuse Ray Muscle Band. Yes.
I want to see this happen before this game is over. Like I just love seeing like attacks that are like not the standard attacks, but then just taking big prizes. Like I took in BC regionals in the fall when I was playing Blastoise. I think I took about 8 prizes with Slash.
That's hilarious.
Like I won a single best of 3 against the Stoisemir just solely on Slash, because we both killed each other's Stoices and then we're down to a Slash war.
So we see an Ultra Ball. Michael chooses to discard that Enhanced Hammer. Pretty telltale sign that he has another one in hand.
He has a second one. What I like here for Kabir is that now, after that second, you have to use that Enhanced Hammer on the Boufflant, which I'm pretty sure he's going to... Oh, wait, no, he's just probably going to kill the Boufflant.
Yeah, he has the Muscle Band as well. Yeah. If he finds an energy. He does need one more energy. But
yeah, he does have a supporter. If he misses the energy, he
has a Colorus, it looks like?
Yeah. Oh, Colorus for 5. Okay.
So 5 doesn't give you the best chances here, but I think that it will probably be fine to draw an energy.
At the same time, Michael's only taking 1 prize here, and he's losing 3 of his energies. I mean, he can Emerald Slash the next turn, but he's still putting he's down to an odd prizes where then Kabir could Evil Ball or even Y cycle into another Yveltal and just start trying to take control. Okay, he got a Plasma.
If you're Kabir there and you played the Dark Patch last turn, do you play it on the Darkrai and hope to go all in next turn, or do you just do the safe route and put on the Yveltal?
Safe play. Because I mean, I'd do the safe play this turn at the last turn at the very least, guarantee the KO, because that one Genesect, if left unchecked, even with 30 HP left, could go completely ballistic over his board. Also, from the looks of it, Michael has a G booster in hand.
Yeah, so I think the tension in Michael's decision now is I think he's deciding he wants to attach the Plasma Energy. I mean, he has to attach Plasma Energy. He has no other energy in hand.
If he doesn't attack, he loses.
I do not think he wants the Red Signal, and I just think he's sad that he has to attach that Plasma and not get the Red Signal, whereas he could have gotten a Red Signal next turn if he had any other energy in his hand, attach the Grass to the active one, get a Red Signal next turn, and really take over this game. Mm-hmm. But as it stands, Michael, still...
Michael only has an N in hand as a supporter too, which is not the huge play he's looking for. There's the D. Oh, that's very good, actually.
And there's the N, too.
Oh, that's also really good.
So Kabir definitely putting himself right back into this game. He's going to get the knockout. He's going to... Do you think if you're Kabir, you move the Dark Energy to the Darkrai?
Yeah. Darkrai? I wouldn't move it to Darkrai yet, necessarily. I'd probably go into Yveltal, just try to have, 2 attackers that you just start... Definitely. Just 2-shotting everything.
All right, I guess Darkrai doesn't matter because he's knocking out the person he's knocking out the Genesect that's damaged already.
Boufflant's the only real person that can really put the numbers on. I mean, unless he gets unless you try to go for really greedy catcher Night Spear out of nowhere plays. But I don't know. I don't think Kabir praises this on that much. Okay, he got a pretty... Oh, okay, there's an Ultra Ball. Okay, last card Ultra Ball makes the
Ultra Ball, the Sock, and the Hypnotizer Laser, which are pretty dead here. Mm-hmm. Sock does, I guess, do extra damage versus Virizion, but doesn't really... versus Genesect, but doesn't really... not your best bet there.
He does run 2 Darkrai's.
Okay, that's going to be good.
Yeah, well, yeah, it'll be pretty good. Boufflant. Sure.
So I guess getting the Boufflant there tells me that he's probably going to want to Y Cyclone onto the Boufflant. But I don't think he actually... I would consider that a mistake at this point.
I wouldn't do that. I think he's going to go for the 3EX plan this game, because getting a Muscle Band is probably going to be easier for Michael than getting a G Booster. And let's just wait. There's a Muscle Band on the Virizion on the bench, right? I think so.
I can't quite. Yeah, that's true.
So if Michael only runs 3 muscle bands, it might. That's actually interesting. Because then he has 1 G booster, 1 muscle band, but the G booster dies can be brought back with the Shadow Triads that Michael runs 2 of.
And Kabir does choose to move the DCE to that Buffalon. I don't like that. I think I know
It's
where.
greedy.
Yeah, I know where Kabir's coming from there, but I think he can definitely win this game by just Y-Signing over and over again. And I don't think that, we saw the Buffalon plan did work last game, but it was very, very close, and it almost didn't work. Going with Buffalon in the early turns.
He doesn't need to be greedy here.
Exactly.
If he gets Dark Muscle Band, I guess it's not too bad, but no, well, let's see prizes. So if he hits with the Buffalon for 140, he puts that up. Then he gets one-shotted by a Megalo Cannon, I assume. Michael goes down to 4 prizes. He hits the Genesect with like a Yveltal or something like that. Michael kills it, goes down to 2 prizes. Then if he can get a Darkrai up, he can take 4 prizes. But I'd probably prefer to see him just go the Yveltal route like all game with like a Darkrai's the last attacker. It's just, I don't know, it seems kind of greedy. He did get DCE Muscle Band at the very least, so he's at least going to be able to do that part of the plan. But I don't know.
Well, I think the issue here is just that Kabir has shown that it's more difficult than one might think to get a Darkrai up and going after a Gold Breaker or 2. So I think he just might be putting himself in a position similar to last game that, and mind you, he won in fairness, but that he just planned to spread damage with his Buffalon. But
then everything ended up with like a whole bunch of damage, and he couldn't finish the game off.
Follow up exactly. Because
I mean, it's so much easier to charge up the Yveltal than it is to charge up the Darkrai. Like it's only 1 more energy for Darkrai, but that 1 more energy is 1 more resource that you're pulling out of your deck for this attack. He has the Dark for the. That's pretty good. Oh, he has a patch. Okay.
All right, so the Dark patch is huge. It's gonna. I still think it would have been better if he could.
But
just deciding where to put that, I guess.
I would put on the fresh Darkrai here because he has a muscle band. He hits for 140. He at the very least next turn takes 2 prizes, puts 90 on the Genesect, and then he takes the Genesect out with the Evil Ball, which is apparently he's not doing.
Yes, I think Kabir's playing kind of strangely here. I don't think he's making huge glaring mistakes, but he's playing in a way that I would think is setting up for Darkrai's, and he's unwilling to try to actually get those Darkrai's going.
Yeah, as soon as he went the Buffalon route, I feel like he should have just gone full investment into the Darkrai for the prizes.
Yeah, like you're committed to the Darkrai plan at that point, I think, but.
Yeah, because then he's going to keep doing is like if the Buffalon lives for reasons, he's putting up 140 on stuff, but he's not invested to Darkrai. Like, I definitely would have wanted to put that energy on a Darkrai and then go for the Yveltal and Darkrai.
I think this is still anyone's game, especially because Michael still has 5 prizes left, so I think this prize will get him down to 4, which is not the worst place to be.
But he spent 2 turns getting an EX kill.
Exactly.
If now Kabir could drop a 3rd Buffalon, then we're seeing some good numbers there.
And we see an Enhanced Hammer there, which tells me that Michael might be afraid that he cannot knock out that Buffalon, and
Michael discarded a grass.
He goes ahead with Junipers. I think he has
no energy. Oh wow.
Yeah, I think Michael was trying to live the dream there.
Yeah, he's trying to live the dream with the red signal Megalo Cannon, but it looks like the dream is dead, and he has
no energy.
No energy left.
Left in the deck.
There's like 1 or 2 grass in the prize. It's kind of glary there, but I can't quite see it. But oh man, he tried to live the dream, but the dream turned out to be a lie.
I think I don't think there's any. There's 1 grass in the prizes, I believe. I think he also had another one.
But any Juniper to grass away.
5. Yeah, and there was at least 2 grass. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, myself personally, I would have gone for the safe play right there. Just gone for the, please don't be like the non-greedy play really. But the question now is like I see an energy switch from his. Oh, he doesn't have the muscle band to take it out. Now, Michael's used both his enhanced now, and Kabir has a DCE in hand, so he can now use the Buffalon again. I really wish I'd seen like the Dark on the Darkrai now, because this is where catcher wins the game sort of thing. Energy switch into that. Okay.
There's another DCE from Kabir and a Gold Breaker for 120 damage. And Michael, he has a few turns. He's a few draw steps here, but he's gonna need to hit something. And
Kabir doesn't have any supporters. Kabir needs to hit a supporter now. Wait, does Michael have a supporter?
There's a Shadow Triad if that counts.
Well, it's gonna get him the red signal, right? But he doesn't have any supporters. Well, that won't get him he can get. He might actually
Yeah, he takes the plasma energy, but the problem is he doesn't have any energy left.
He's trying to live the dream that he had last turn, but the dream is no longer relevant. I don't think so. I mean, he'll get him prizes, but he'll get him energy from prizes, but at the same time,
yeah, he can't.
Doesn't really care about that too much.
He can red signal up this damage Yveltal.
He's gonna snag 2, but there's no supporters prized, unfortunately.
Yeah,
no supporters prized, unfortunately. I love Townbat for that though. It's like, okay, I want to see some supporters in my prizes, please. but
actually, you know the thing.
Oh, he's a chorus in hand.
This actually might be huge for Michael as well, because if he takes a knockout here, he can grab the plasma energy from his prizes and then
go for another 2 prizes after that.
Yeah, and just go for and just knock out this Yveltal on the bench here. So this actually could be Michael's game if he chooses to go that route, and if Kabir cannot respond KO.
Yeah.
So Kabir has 200 already, 20, 40, 60.
Kabir needs some supporter love right now.
Yeah, Kabir needs
and a catcher.
Kabir needs a. I think they need a DCE and a muscle band to be able to knock it to one-shot this.
The thing about it too is Michael also has a catcher in hand, so if he didn't want to attach the plasma to
I almost decked them.
So Israel won.
Yeah.
Israel Sosa is your first finalist here. The 2-time regional champion is going for his 3rd, and he will be playing the winner of Kabir Virji and Michael Chin in just a few moments. This game seems a few turns away from over. Congratulations to Israel Sosa.
Believe in Sosa 3-peat.
Finals. 3 regionals in 1 year. Even top 8ing 3 regionals is 1 year is quite the feat.
But yeah, so it looks like Kabir topped as Shauna, so he got a bit of supporter love, but I guess it's Shauna. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Shauna in general, but that's because I like more than 5.
I personally like Shauna, but I'd definitely rather have a Juniper.
Doesn't look like Kabir got any energy off of that, though. That can be big.
Yeah, Kabir didn't get any action, and I think this might... He did get a double colorless.
Oh, he got a double colorless? No, he got a colorless. He got Ultra. I think he got Ultra Ball, Verbank, and then he's getting another Yveltal.
Well, we did see Michael take the plasma energy here, so, and I believe that the Yveltal on the bench has enough damage to get knocked out by a Megalo Cannon.
Yeah.
So if Kabir cannot
does it? What?
I mean, he has 2 dice on it, so I assume I can't actually see the dice aren't very.
It's not. Oh yeah. It's 70 damage, I think, from an Emerald Slash.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
It's gonna die to a Megalo, I'm pretty sure. Like, if we have 2 dice, yeah, there's gonna be at least 6 and a 1 probably.
So if Kabir cannot knock out this Genesect, and I don't think he can. I think his hand is Colress DCE, I believe.
Here's the thing about it, is Michael took a plasma from his prizes, and he was going to play a Scala last turn, but then he changed his mind before he looked at his cards. So basically what he can do here is, we know the G-Booster's in deck. He can essentially right now nuke...
Actually, maybe... So Kabir is just a Goldbreaker, and maybe that... Yveltal doesn't have enough damage. I apologize if the dice aren't really translating clearly on the screen. I assume Michael would have just slammed it if he had it.
Yeah. Well, Michael has 3 prizes left. Oh, you mean 3 enough damage to get killed by the Megalo Snipe? Or?
Oh, he does have 3 prizes left. Sorry, okay. I forgot that he knocked out. He didn't end up knocking out this Bouffalant. All apologies on that. So this is still anyone's game at this point. And Kabir, did you say Kabir had a Colress in hand?
Now, here's an interesting part, is that right now, Michael needs the G-Booster probably. Kabir can retaliate against one of those 2 things, regardless. Okay, he's bringing up that. So really what Kabir wants right now is to take that Genesect right out, and Michael down to 1 card, and say, please don't have Grass Muscle Band or Grass G-Booster, while then Kabir then retaliates next turn with Catcher. Or if Kabir can really reach for it,
the Night Spear
Snipe. If Kabir does that, he's a wizard.
I assume that Michael is going to try and attack with the non-damage Genesect turn. I don't know if he actually has. I don't know if he can get a energy switch to do that. I assume.
Same thing though. I don't think Kabir's used much of his patch/energy switch resources, and since that active Yveltal is dying, he still has 3 energy switch targets, 2 different retreaters, and then Patch City. So
definitely,
if he can get the Night Spear here, he can probably just win. Unless I don't think Michael can use the other Genesect right now. I don't think he has the energy switch, or actually he has a scout, so he can grab it if he wants. So, and Kabir has only used one catcher, I think, if even.
So that will actually be
Yeah,
huge for
there's the
Kabir,
energy
or
switch.
huge for Michael to be able to energy switch and then attack with the non-damage Virizion.
Unless Kabir can pull off a one, if Kabir can't pull off like the Night Sphere catcher, he can pull off the one shot on the Genesect, force Michael to get G booster. If then Kabir can also end, but once again, like Michael has like 2 cards in hand. I'm pretty sure he has a supporter in there somewhere. I haven't seen his hand for a little bit, but he'll probably just win the next turn if Kabir doesn't get the Night Sphere catcher, or Michael just whiffs G booster like insanely.
And he will be drawing Kabir, if he does have the Colorist, he will be drawing 8 cards this turn. So it will be quite a lot.
6 cards actually.
Oh, I thought he had 4. Okay, I apologize. 6,
Kabir's 3, Michael's 3 right now. He has to. Yeah, he. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's investing in the Megalo. Okay.
And the energy switch, but
he has to have an N here.
yeah, he has to have the
Oh,
N.
he has a chorus. Okay.
And he has the Colorist. Does Michael have the win in hand?
He has a chorus in hand, I think.
Okay.
So Kabir had attach. He had the energy switch, so he could have put those both in the Darkrai. If he could have gotten catcher heads plus a patcher and energy switch off of this chorus to 6, he would just win there. What does he one shot instantly right now? 20, 40, 60.
Yeah, he gets the one shot.
But I'm not sure if Kabir would have gotten the win if he went for it. But no, okay, Kabir wouldn't have gotten the win anyway from that way. But I don't know.
It all comes down to what Michael has now.
I probably would have been a bit greedy since he didn't have the N. I probably would have been a bit greedy and gone for the.
Michael is the G booster, and Michael Chin of a G booster top deck will advance to the finals of the Seattle-Washington Regionals against Israel Sosa. Thanks for hanging out, Trevor. Are you going to do next round too, or are you taking
Sure.
off?
Yeah, I'll
All
take
right.
around for next round.
I'm Kenny Wisdom. He's Trevor Reed, and we'll be right back for the finals.